The podcast is back. I am Wood, of course, and joined today by Scott the WOZ.
The replacement. Hello.
Yay!
Hi. Hello. Did I get a mug without any branding on it? Interesting.
Yep.
That makes sense.
This episode of the Nontendo Podcast is brought to you by Surfshark VPN, your key to online freedom. It's time to say goodbye to your data worries and say hello to secure surfing. With Surfshark, you'll enjoy lightning-fast speeds, global access to your favorite content, and a rock-solid encryption to keep your data safe. For example, you can just change your IP address. Where this is most useful is if you want to watch shows on Netflix that aren't available in your country, you can just, and now you're in Canada or wherever, and you can watch Canadian Netflix. Why I love Surfshark so much and why I decided to start doing these sponsorships with them is because last year I was hacked. It was a nightmare, but as soon as I realized it was happening, I downloaded Surfshark on recommendation by a friend, used their antivirus, and it went to work finding, I think, 16 or 17 of these virus files in every area of my PC, wiped them all out, and I was good to go. It was all gone. It was fixed. I greatly trust their antivirus, and now I use them as my main VPN. It's all built into the same app. Click the link below and use our promo code Nontendo to get 3 months of Surfshark free. 3 months on us here at Nontendo. On me. Take it. Have it. Protect yourself. Okay. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, that ad was awesome. We just watched the whole thing in full, and I'll be real with you. That was the first time I've ever seen that ad. And now
Would you want to buy Surfshark now?
I think I've had one VPN before, and it was like NordVPN, and like, well, I don't know. They did. There was something going on with them.
Surfshark's way better. Believe me, trust me.
I saw an article saying like I don't know, like whatever, they got hacked or something. I don't know. I just gave up on VPNs after that.
But accept Surfshark VPN, which is the best one, and check it out.
Why is it always VPNs with these sponsorships?
Let's move on from the VPN.
I don't understand. Like I've never taken a sponsorship, so I have no idea what's going on.
You have never done a sponsorship.
I've never.
Why is that? That's a good place to start.
I don't really need to. And like I don't know. My videos, at least on my main channel, are so like in a particular character that I've never, I mean, like probably like early on, I've directly addressed like the audience and kind of directly addressed that it's a YouTube channel. But, it's kind of like a weird, like in quotes, like canon thing that's like, I don't really talk about it being a YouTube channel. I'm like, what's going on, gamers, today? And if you can smash that like button and like, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. Only 50% of people are subscribed and stuff. Like, I don't care about people doing that.
I see.
But it's more so like, it would feel weird in my videos if I did it.
I mean, I just assume you don't want to, but could you do it in a way that it's like a skit? I mean, you love skits. You could skitify it, right?
I hate hearing people say, "Man, you must love skits."
You must love them. Why you like
getting together with your little buddies and just making stupid garbage.
But that's what you've been doing since. Well, not stupid garbage. I started talking before.
I
don't
do it all the time. I do that stuff when it's like a little special little event, and I'm mainly.
Well, you started doing skits, right? Like early on.
I mean, back when I was like even like very
like 10,
very young. Yeah, like 2007.
Yeah, I saw. I was looking at Scott's stash. By the way, was Scott's stash your original channel?
No, you see, like when you've been on YouTube since like basically the beginning, like I think everybody's had about like 20 different channels and 20 different personas. So like
this is at least my 7th.
Yeah, and we don't talk about 6 of them, but yeah, I would just do like these little like skits as a 10-year-old. I called, oh God, I don't know. Wait, we don't gotta get into this. There's a whole like lore to it all.
I do find it really interesting though, because you've re-uploaded a lot of your old videos to Scott's stash.
Because I got no shame.
All the way back to 07. There's one of your baby pictures. Is all your
God,
it's
that's
like
a
an
school
old
project.
Why'd you upload it?
Because like that was before like I uploaded anything thinking anybody would watch it. It was an archive channel at that point.
To me though, it's interesting. It's also cute. And by the way,
you.
I thought about bringing up your baby pictures and my baby pictures because we looked a lot.
Yeah, let's compare.
I'll have to show you. We looked very similar, but I didn't want to bring up your baby pictures without asking you.
I don't care.
But
I got nothing to hide.
It's interesting to me that all the way back then you were editing and you were wanting to create videos and then skits very shortly after that with your friends.
Yeah, I would say I've always kind of had, first job I wanted as a kid was probably like, I don't know, my mom was a teacher, so I just said, I'll be a teacher or something. And like, I didn't even think of anything. You know, you kind of like think about just like what your parents say they do or like they like doing, and you're like, that's what I like to do too.
I thought about being a teacher growing up, but that's because I always saw it as the job you get when you can't do the thing that you studied to do.
Damn, that's depressing.
Yeah, but now I realize how hard it is to be a teacher, and I was like, I'll just make videos for the internet.
It's a pretty important job.
It's crazy important and crazy difficult.
Yeah.
And look at me. You think I could do that?
Technically speaking, like we are sort of teachers right now.
Oh, Lord.
And that's just me trying to validate what we do.
If anyone's learning anything from me, they need to take a couple steps back.
But that's the only first job that I could think about wanting outside of like, then, I was like, I want to make movies. I wanted to be an animator. I wanted to do like cartoons and stuff because I was always drawing. And when I was like 2006, I got one of the most garbage little cameras possible made by Tiger Electronics. It was called a VCam Now.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a green little camera.
Oh, wait.
It's on my desk.
What did it do?
It was just a video camera. And it was like whatever, like 0.1 megapixel, whatever. Like it is the most garbage little camera ever. And
was it like tapes or?
No, it was SD card.
Oh, wow.
It was probably like a $20, $30 camera for kids.
My first camera was the old tapes, the little mini tapes.
Oh, yeah.
That I didn't know what to do with after I filmed. So we always just filmed our video. My friends and I would film videos on the tape. We'd shoot a scene, cut it quickly, shoot another scene, and then we just plug the camera in and watch our movie.
Yeah.
It's the best we could do.
I think you kind of have to do that on your quest to become a video creator, kind of go through the swamp that is making videos
probably
in
all
a very
similar.
silly way. Yeah, but I would just dick around with the camera there, and we eventually got like a computer that was capable of video editing with like Windows Movie Maker, which is I have a lot of nostalgia for that program, but that program is literally like the 8th level of hell or the 11th
It's horrible.
level of hell.
I actually skipped it and went straight to Sony Vegas. But now every time I see Sony Vegas, I'm like, how did I used to edit on that?
Yeah. I mean, I then upgraded to like iMovie when I got like a Mac and everything. And iMovie was fun. There's a lot of fun little things you can do in iMovie. But now, like, I look at current version of iMovie on Macs, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on with this. Like,
Do you still edit your own videos?
Yeah, I do.
Like,
I mean,
fully?
I made a video on my second channel announcing that I trained my friends how to edit. So they edit a lot of the stuff on my second channel, Scott Stash. Like the vast majority of stuff. Like I'll do stuff every now and then.
Because otherwise, when do you sleep?
I can't do that. Yeah, I can't. I mean, I used to.
You just made a 2.5 hour video.
I did. I didn't sleep. I had to come here.
I know.
I was like, if I don't finish this by January, I'm gonna hate myself.
I did actually feel pretty bad because I knew when you were flying in, and just hours before you tweeted, staying up late working on a 2.5 hour video. I was like, okay,
to be fair,
sorry.
I mean, like, I could probably get it done sooner, but every now and then I'm just kind of like, I deserve a 30-minute just sitting back and just
30 minutes
hanging out.
Every now and then you take a break of 30 minutes.
A little break, every now and then. But I'm not even really doing anything. I'm just kind of sitting there, just kind of staring
just
out,
staring at the gray wall.
Yeah, when you're doing like
decompressing.
When you're doing a 2-hour video, man, I mean, those are annoying.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've done an hour. I think I did an hour video recently, my Zelda review, and that was painful. I don't know how you commit to 2 hours. And yours are so in depth. I don't commit
to it. It just happens.
Yours are so in depth. You have, like, it's fully written, fully edited with skits. It's fun. You hire orchestras to play your music.
Yeah, that was a fun moment.
That's wild.
That was a fun moment. You know, they're around here. I should talk to them. Yeah,
bring them in.
I haven't talked to them in like a couple weeks, and like I really wanted to respond because but I got really sick this month, so you know, I gotta talk to them again because I really want to work with them some more. And it's Charlie Rosen and the 8-Bit Big Band, and they were a joy to work with.
It was awesome. I actually cool. You've been coming in, obviously. We've had this plan for a while. I've had friends asking me, like, who's the first guest? And if they don't know who you are because they don't watch YouTube stuff, I show them the Big Band. I'm like, it's the Big Band, man. I put that episode on. They're like, this is sick.
A lot of what I like to do on YouTube is kind of like, you know, just kind of like do some big stuff, cool stuff like that. So then, like, I don't know, when eventually it all comes crumbling down, and
when do you expect that to happen?
I don't know, probably like in a week. But
it's so funny. Yeah. I feel the same. Every week, maybe for the last 3 years, I've always felt like this is the last one. Yeah. Like how can this keep going? When is it going to fizzle out and end?
I mean, you know, if I can do this for the rest of my life, that's a pretty sweet gig.
Yeah, for sure.
But you know, realistically, does that make sense? I don't think so. I mean, like you're not gonna do like the only people that do the same thing for their entire lives are like our grandparents who worked the same job for like 70 years,
glass blowers,
and all they get is a lame little party for their 60th anniversary at the job, and then they just say, I worked this job for 70 years. Look at me. But
that's not going to be you. You know, in your YouTube video 70 years from now, I've been making these videos for 70 years.
Who wants to watch that? That's the main thing.
I
might still do it, but you know, nobody would watch it. But
I think
it would be pretty sweet to be able to do this for.
It would be sweet. But I think about who's going to care about what 60-year-old me has to say about Nintendo in 2040. You know,
well, that's the thing. I think as you get older, like I don't know. I see a lot of people that like I grew up watching back in like 2008 or something, and like a lot of the time they just don't really care about talking about like what's going on right now, and they'd rather talk about like retro stuff from like back in the day. A lot of times I just kind of feel like it's like I don't know what else you have to say about a lot of this stuff. You know,
the retro stuff it feels pretty. I don't want to say played out at this point, but it's hard to watch something new about retro stuff and be engaged.
Yeah, and that's not me ever going like wow, if you're making retro stuff, what's going on? What are you doing? Like it's more so like I'm thinking from a creator perspective, like the idea of like, you know, like why would I make a video on Mario 3 right now? What else is there to say? Not saying I wouldn't do that, but it's also like I think I'd kind of want to come up with something new to say about it, and like what is there to say?
At that point, it's not what you're saying that needs to be interesting. It's the video itself.
Exactly.
It's how do you make that video fun? Like, do you fill it full of skits, or do you film it on top of a skyscraper? You know, just something new, different, big, huge. Because there's no words that you can give it.
Yeah.
You jump, you get coin, you jump, boop head.
Problem is nobody's going to like it. There's going to be some people that are going to be like, God, I wanted to watch a Mario 3 video. He just filled it with a bunch of skits. And I'm like...
And also, what do you title that? I mean, you would probably just title it Mario 3 review and get 1 million views. I would have to clickbait the heck out of it. To do a Mario 3 review, this game destroyed my childhood would have to be my title, something like that.
I think it takes a lot of creativity to clickbait.
Thank you. It does.
How do you come up with like a title or a thumbnail? I like to go as boring as possible with my titles and thumbnails, which I think.
But that's what works for you, because people want to watch your videos no matter what they are.
Thank you very much. I kind of like to just see how bad of a title or thumbnail I can give something and just see how much
I am very jealous of that position. Today, for example, I wanted to promote the podcast. So, of course, I uploaded a video to my channel saying we need to talk about Scott the WOZ, where I look kind of annoyed at a picture of Scott the WOZ.
That's what you did? Yes. You said you post?
Don't look at it.
With someone trying to kill you at the same time.
Oh, man.
It's really funny. It's only like 4 minutes. It's great.
Yeah.
Man.
But Then you click on it, and I'm talking about how awesome you are that you said yes to come on the podcast.
Well, thank you.
Couple of hours,
I
person who
I can talk about this,
barely
this
know.
trash all day, every day.
But
Like,
also-
I can do it. Just give me a game and I'll talk about it for a couple hours.
Well, we actually, at some point, we need to talk about Nintendo predictions for this year.
Oh, we have. Oh, you see, I can clickbait too. That's the thing.
Okay.
We have to talk about what Nintendo's doing right now.
Ooh,
and
I
then
like
it's just
that.
like you have like, you
And then
do,
it's
like,
just what they're doing. You know, it's just
you know, like I don't know. You kind of look at the camera, like kind of like, you know, I'd say you do like a good like locking the hands in and looking a little concerned.
You're
towards the
describing every
camera.
one of my thumbnails, I think.
I don't think so. You get a little creative with it all. You know.
I do. I'm leaning into the bit a bit, but I
think that's the main thing. You're not doing the whole thing that's like whatever the whatever Mickey Mouse called me at 2 a.m. Like Mickey Mouse
You
didn't
remember
call
when
you,
clickbait-
bro. Come on. That's what I think whenever I see those thumbnails. I'm just like,
Mickey
no,
Mouse
he
didn't call
didn't do
me."
that.
And you click on it, really hoping to hear Mickey Mouse, and then you get super upset that you
I
didn't
do.
hear
I do.
Mickey.
I get real pissed off.
Do you remember when clickbait on YouTube was literally boobs?
Yeah,
just
it was
boobs,
just,
but
it was
you
just a boob or two in the thumbnail.
You
and
would
it
click
was
on the
like,
video, and it'd
yeah.
just be a guy talking about Mario 3. Like,
It was.
There'd be no boobs.
Well, then I think YouTube did
That
like
was clickbait.
I mean, like they did like a couple things to I forget what they did to ensure that stopped happening. I think that's why
Yeah,
they
they
did the
did.
whole viewer retention thing, because like there was that whole thing where like
Yes.
like people would
Yes, you're
reply
right.
to videos and it would be like 2 minutes long and they would have nothing really to say. So
Yeah.
they'd just be like, "Hi, I just watched this video and it was really cool. Thank you." And then that was pretty much it. So then they made it sound like you have to, you know, like if people actually stay for your videos,
Yeah,
like,
we-
it gets rewarded, I
We've
guess.
both been around YouTube for a long time, and it's funny when you think back how many different phases YouTube has gone through and things they've implemented to combat certain things, to a point now where the algorithm is trying to combat so many different tricks of creators that it confuses itself, which is why the algorithm sucks so much. But yeah, clickbait was so bad back in the day. That's why YouTube has attention span ratings per video for how well a video does. If someone makes it all the way to the end, the video does better, and it hides the clickbait. I don't know what I'm saying because you looked at me like something's wrong.
Oh no, I didn't.
I think it
I
makes
didn't-
sense.
I didn't say
I
anything.
think that makes
someone in the
sense.
chat, Wolf Den,
Oh.
said, "Bring that YouTube back." So yeah.
Do you
The
have his
old- the
number?
old-
I don't want to piss somebody off. So it's just like if you just call him for like a little bit and he just kind of says a little,
You think he's, upset? He quit, not me, not me
We
or
didn't
you.
take him
I didn't
off.
I thought
fire
there was
him.
an unwritten rule where we don't mention him.
We did say before we went live, let's not mention him right away because he was in chat.
We're
I
20
told
minutes
ya.
in. We're fine. We're 20 minutes in. It's all good.
It's
I
good,
told
it's
you,
good.
I'm just like,
We're
oh,
past
we're one
the
of
bump
those
threshold.
shows. It's like on The Office where Michael Scott left and they don't mention him at all for a season and a half.
You're the new stepdad.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, how do you feel about doing every episode? You want to hang around for a while?
I mean, like, it's
See the
just a
permanent-
commitment.
It is.
That's the thing.
People have
like,
quit.
I love silly little podcasts like this because you know what?
It is silly and little.
I put them on, especially when I'm playing games or I'm editing or I'm cleaning out my basement.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. I need this kind of stuff. So
You did always tell me you used to watch the show. I don't know how much, but you. Yeah.
I watch the show. I don't just used to watch the show. I watch the show.
How many episodes you seen?
I don't know. What? How many videos of mine have you seen?
I-
You know,
I-
like
I-
I don't. Do you keep track?
Put you on the spot.
I was trying to give you an out. I was like, you've seen some episodes, and you were like, I watched the show. I was just wondering if you.
I watch the show.
You're
I
on the
feel like
Patreon. You've seen all the bonus episodes. You know, getting those
I'm
behind the
subscribed
scenes.
to the Patreon.
Wait, you
subscribe to-
are?
Yeah, I subscribe to a couple people on Patreon. I mainly
Wow.
subscribe to Patreon because my friend Jeff runs like a YouTube channel, and he's doing great stuff. And he has a Patreon, so like I'm like, well, I gotta support my buddy Jeff. So I jump on there, and then I'm like, you know what? I actually watch YouTube, so like I'll subscribe to a couple people where it's just like, you know what? I like just having content to put on. But you know what? I feel like it rots my brain because that's all the stuff I watch.
Oh, yeah,
I pretty much
it's
only
bad.
watch gaming content on YouTube. At
It's
this point.
bad. We were talking about it before we went live. You don't have Twitter on your phone anymore.
No.
I'm trying to get rid of it.
Well, I had an out where I got the new iPhone, the one with the USB-C port.
Oh,
which is
twins.
Fun.
Let's go.
See, it's fun, but it's also like you think it would make life a little easier, but it also makes life a lot harder because every single person I know just still has an iPhone with a Lightning port.
We can dock these, you know.
What?
We can dock each other if you want.
Yeah.
I don't think it would do anything right now, but if we didn't have numbers, they would like switch.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
But either way, yeah, I didn't whatever. I had to relog into all my apps on my phone. I just decided not with Twitter.
That's
I'm just
good.
like I don't, you know.
I've been talking about trying to quit, like it's a drug. But I've been talking about trying to quit.
Don't make like a big statement on Twitter.
No,
being
I
like,
know.
I'm quitting
The
Twitter
tweet
and I'm
longer.
never coming back.
The tweet longer, like just paragraphs of apologizing for leaving.
That's my thing. Like whenever I see somebody post that, like within a month, they're tweeting again.
I know.
I'm just like, just don't.
Just walk
tweet.
away.
Yeah, just walk away.
No
You
one
don't-
cares.
I mean, like you just you
We
know,
don't need your statement.
don't draw a line in the sand and just be like, you know what? If you feel like you want to post something on social media, post something, and that's perfectly healthy. You know, whatever. Just post when you want to post something. Put it on. Just leave it on your laptop or something. So then, when you know you kind of have to go out of your way to go on it, and you know that's what I'm doing. And I think I think it's good. I'm not really missing out on much. I don't think.
No, I mean, I hate doom scrolling Twitter. It's just not a positive experience. But yeah, no, I've just been tweeting and posting my content, like things I make. I did post me and my wife. We had our 6-year anniversary.
Congratulations!
Yeah, thank you. That was awesome. We couldn't believe it. It just like snuck up. We were like 6. It's crazy.
Wait, 6 year? Did you say 6 year? Okay.
Been
And
married
then
6
you
years.
guys, I mean, you guys sneakily got married, right?
Yeah, we did. We stuck
Yeah.
in. We were in like ninja outfits.
Is that
no one knew we were
considered-
coming.
I was about to say, is that considered eloping? But eloping is like you run off and then you get married.
Typically to Vegas.
Yeah,
No.
that's fun. I mean, like, would you? What's the deal with those?
What with
I'm
Vegas weddings?
Yeah, I'm always kind of. I mean, like, I kind of feel like it'd just be fun to just sit there for 12 hours and
should
just
do
see
one.
them happen.
You should do one. That should be yours. You get married by the Elvis.
Oh, that's the deal.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to Vegas, you got to get married by Elvis, right?
Yeah, I feel like at that point, like, you know, you either go to the whatever the court office, whatever, do the basic thing, or you go down to Vegas and get wedded.
Yeah,
And
I
I'm
was gonna
just
say,
like,
I don't
you know
think you
what?
need to do that in Vegas. You just go.
Exactly. So it's just like at that point, like it's pretty much like just going down to the courthouse and getting married that way.
Yeah.
But you get a little bit of flair, you know, by going down to Vegas.
Well, I'll tell you
That's what
about
I
my
like.
flair. We did go to a courthouse, but our flair was the judge or whoever it is that officiated was in a full black robe, but with just white, like dad sneakers.
That's cool.
And he was holding a Route 44 Sonic cup.
Yo!
Just the whole time when he wed us. He also gave us a fun like little synonym or whatever for remembering our wedding date. I can't remember it. I also always forget our wedding date, so I guess it didn't work very well.
Ah, that's unfortunate.
He
You should
was
just
awesome,
pop that
though.
thing in your phone. In a
Yeah, I
little
should.
calendar app and all that.
Yeah.
I just started doing that with all the birthdays I need to remember, and it
How many birthdays you got to remember?
I don't know, like 5. But like it removes a lot of anxiety from like, oh no, you know, like is like, I don't know. Like there's some people where it's just like you kind of remember their birthdays, but you know, you always kind of like
Yeah,
is it
I
a
do
day
it.
or two removed?
I do it where like I'll remember this person's important to me, and then I forget, and then I feel terrible. I'm like, I should have wrote that down.
Yeah. It's just you know, like as you get older, like these things are just, you know, it's
also
just a little
birthdays.
scary.
Birthdays, they mattered when you were 16, you know, 21 maybe.
It's fun. It's fun to look forward to a certain day where it's all about you.
What do you do on your birthday? What do you make all about you?
Ooh,
Your face lit up for the first time.
what did I do this year? I got cats. I got cats on my birthday last year. That was sick. I love those little bastards. But
Like multiple cats?
I got 2. We got 2.
Oh, okay. What are their names?
Listen. Do you really want me to talk about damn cats? Because I feel like it's always like everybody loves talking about their pets, but like how many people really want to hear me talk about my
I just want to
pets?
know their names.
I
I love
feel-
cats.
Okay, well, we got them from the shelter.
Okay.
And we had a little brown one. He was my pick, and he had just a poopy little butt, and It looked messed up. That thing looked messed up. But I was like,
You had to
he's
clean
the
it
one.
with a wet wipe, or
I had to do a lot of little fixing up for him.
okay,
I had
that's
to-
good.
I had
That's
to-
bonding.
I had to rub a lot of cream on his butt and just kind of like give him some medicine and stuff.
Right.
But he's a superstar now. He's
Yeah,
doing great.
pooping for himself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like he would poop for himself, but he had like diarrhea and stuff. But like all that's good to go. He is a little superstar right now. And his name was Mackerel at the shelter. And he had little brothers and sisters, and they were all named after fish as well.
Oh,
But like,
That's cute.
and I'm not about naming cats fish names. You know,
yeah. That's what they eat, not what they are.
Well, I mean, like I don't mind it, but that wasn't my MO.
No.
But yeah, it just fit him. I was just like,
Oh, so you kept it.
Yeah,
You call
his
him
name
Mac
is
for
Mackerel.
short?
What? Yeah, I like call him like Mac.
Mackie.
I call him Mr. Mackerel.
Maxter,
I
mac and
call him-
cheese.
Yeah, little Mac,
I
Big
can see
Mac,
it.
Mackie, Mac, Mick, Mac, Mook.
I love it.
Just call him.
So good.
I talk to them like little children a lot.
No,
like,
same.
I'm like I am such a little baby boy around these cats.
No,
like
yeah, I
I'm like,
know.
oh, hello, little honey bun, how's it going? Like I genuinely talk to them like that. Yeah, and then my girlfriend picked out a black and white one.
Oreo.
And no, you see,
I was hoping.
that's another weird
was-
thing with these cats. So his name was Heath at the shelter.
Heath?
Wasn't a fan of that, but it was weird because his litter was all named after like candy and stuff.
Oh.
But like his was the only name brand one. The other ones were like jelly bean and like chocolate and
Oh.
like cookies and cream. His name was just Heath, like Heath bar.
Heath bar.
And I was just like, no, we're not doing that.
You're
and
Reese's.
Yeah. Well, she settled on the name Cobbler because Alex only of Nintendo Life suggested the name on Twitter,
really?
and she saw that suggestion. She was like, I kind of like that name. But even after she like finalized the name, like even like months after, she's still kind of like, man, we should name him Penguino or something. And I just like, no,
So now-
his name is Cobbler. We're sticking to Cobbler.
I'm guessing the nicknames are what? Cobb, Corn of the Cob, Cobby.
No, I call him
Cobster.
Big Baby because he looks like a big baby, and I think that really confuses him because I've mostly just called him Big Baby. But it's weird because the one I picked actually like bonds with her more, and the one that she picked bonds with me more.
The one that you wiped the butt of?
Yeah, he likes my girlfriend more.
Oh, really? After all that crap you had to deal with.
Yeah, well, Cobbler's all about me. He's like jumping all around, but I don't know, like I said, like who cares about hearing about my damn cats? What's going on?
I actually loved that whole conversation, but maybe that was just me.
Vic Chat's a mix of like, oh, cats, and also what Zelda game do you like?
What Zelda game do you like, Wood?
All
Well, yeah,
of
you
them.
see, that's the thing. When we're talking about video games, I always kind of feel like, like, let's talk a little bit not about video games. But then when I'm not doing that, I'm kind of like, oh, shoot. Like,
I gotta get back.
people
Well,
aren't
then-
going to be happy.
Let's make people happy because the title of the video is Nintendo Predictions. And I am actually very curious in what yours are for this year.
I wrote them on the Uber ride here. And
Okay,
I
prepped.
mean, like, I can come up with just stuff off the top of my head.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
like,
That's all I'm doing.
Like, so like, let's go Nintendo Switch Party. It's like Switch Sports, but it's like Wii Party because we haven't seen anything from that developer in a little bit.
Oh,
there
you're
you
just
go.
fabricating IPs.
Exactly.
I love that.
Listen, I just thought I was like, I had the biggest ego writing that down. I was like, nobody else is thinking of this, buddy.
What about 52 worldwide classics?
That'd be pretty sweet.
What would be
game,
the-
that
what would-
game is awesome.
I know
love
it's your favorite.
I wouldn't say it's like my all-time favorite.
Well, it
but
should be
it
because
is-
when you reviewed it in my best Switch games video, you were like, I am only doing 51 worldwide classics. That is my
because I
favorite
love.
Switch
There's
game.
nothing really that wrong with that game. Name something wrong with it, other than the fact that bowling doesn't support 4 players. 'Cause that's kind of dumb.
That is dumb. Maybe too many worldwide classics. Are you playing all those worldwide classics? You could shave off at least 10 worldwide classics.
I feel like I don't know. I went through every single one of them. I had this silly little series on my second channel where me and my friends played every single one for a full year. There's 52 games.
Whoa, that's actually a cool idea.
And so I played through all of them.
Wait, 52? I thought it was 51. Worldwide
Piano.
classics.
Piano at the end.
Oh.
There's the piano game.
Sneaky.
Doesn't really count as a worldwide classic, but it
Like me
it's there.
sneaking in for my court wedding. What about hardware? Do you think we're getting a Switch 2 this year?
All right. You know what? Let's
Let's break that down.
start. Okay, so I'm technically a host here, right?
Yes, you're a co-host
All right.
of the episode.
Okay. So let's.
Before we do that, let's run an ad because we're halfway in.
Already?
Yeah.
We were talking about cats.
I know. We're 30 minutes.
We're having too much fun.
I know it's a good
What
time
kind
to go
of
over,
what kind of schedule are we on? Because I can last 3 hours on this one
We can go as
podcast.
long as we want, but let's
I don't
roll
give a
the
damn.
ad
Roll
anyway.
I don't give a damn.
It's a new year of the show, which means the Patreon has been revamped and is better than ever.
Yeah, and for the first time, you guys get to see me on the chair.
I'm so
It's
excited
gonna
to
be
have you
great.
here. Now we get to do the
Oh my
footsies.
god!
Patreon up until now has been the main supporter of the podcast, and we've done our best to offer as much as we could up until now, like the 30-minute bonus episodes, which you've got after every single episode. Those are exclusive only for Patreons. We're still doing that.
Yeah, it's super fun. We get to actually like talk to everybody, and the people who really want to support this, we get to have like, kind of more of a conversation with them. I love that.
It's double the content of the show, and it's all available for $5 on Patreon.
Yeah.
But with that this year, on top of that, I want to offer more. So we're doing a monthly behind the scenes. There's one being shot right now as we're recording this. So once a month, we've got a behind the scenes look at what it was like setting up with every guest and running the show.
Yep.
On top of that, all $5 tier Patreons will get 5% off of all of our merch on the merch store. And I'm making a lot of new merch this year. New mugs are coming soon.
Oh yeah.
And the VIP Patreons, as well as getting their names in the credits as always, will get 10% off of all of our merch that we create.
I did not know you were doing that. I love that.
I know. It's already in place. Also, early access to the merch because these mugs sold out instantly when they went up. So now Patreons will get first dibs on all merch.
Yeah, and the new mugs are cool. They're actually like they're cool.
Yeah.
We've been going back and forth seeing which one works out, but
I don't want to give away too much, but they're better than these.
Absolutely.
That sounded like I didn't mean it to sound that way.
okay, it's fine, it's
They
fine, I
are
get
just
it.
better than these. And there'll be more coming to Patreon down the road, but that's what we're offering for now, and it helps support everything we're doing here. So please consider joining and being a part of the Patreon family.
Yeah, we have a full crew now, so we have to make sure that everyone gets what they need to get, and that comes from Patreon and
Also the
everything else we do.
guests. We've got to fly the guests in. And
I mean, yes, yeah.
the guest fees, Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so Nintendo Switch 2. Obviously, it's gonna come this year.
we gotta talk about the other things going on in 2024 first, because like what else is that? Okay. So this month there's another code recollection. Thoughts?
I can't wait for that.
It happened. It already happened.
Could you Google what the heck that is?
Yeah, hold on one second.
It was. You ever hear of the DS game Trace Memory?
Oh, with the girl and the...
Yeah, it was announced in the last direct.
Right,
and it
I
already
remember that
released.
trailer, yeah.
I saw nobody talk about it. I bought it on Amazon, but it got delayed. I don't even know if it's coming.
So you were a big fan of the first one?
No, I've never played it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'll try it. I gotta try it. I do all my videos where I go over the Switch for the past year, and so I got it. And it gives me an excuse to try every single thing they put out.
I
pretty
mean,
much.
I will buy it. It's kind of my whole thing.
Well, I don't even know if it's good. I saw nobody talk about it.
It doesn't look good. I remember it not looking good. I'd already forgotten about it.
I thought it probably the remake. The remake looked cool because like they pretty much took a DS game and made basically an entire new game out of it, and then they included the sequel on Wii that only released in Europe. So they did all that.
Misty, right?
I don't know. I don't know much about this.
Did you ever play Mist or know what Mist is?
I know Mist.
Yeah, I think it's Misty.
Mate.
Sure.
Sure.
You're the one that has it on pre-order. I thought you would know.
Yeah, it's still on pre-order and the game already released, but whatever. Mario versus Donkey Kong?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really care. I'll play
Me neither.
it. It'll be good.
Not really.
It's one of those games I don't really care about, but I know it's a good time. So I'm just like, whatever.
I mean, something we haven't mentioned yet is I'm pretty sure we're going to get a Nintendo Direct anytime in the next week or two that'll hopefully flesh out this year a little bit more, because that code Memories Unchained, whatever you just said, Mario
That's a Kingdom Hearts
versus
title,
Donkey
buddy.
Kong. I'm glad you caught that. And then Peach's Playtime,
I got.
whatever it's called.
Here's my prediction.
Wrong name. That's not okay.
Peach's.
Do not Google that.
I got my prediction. I think that game's gonna be like a 6 out of 10 game.
The Peach's Showtime is going to
Princess
be
Peach
6 out of 10.
Showtime.
Yeah,
I think it's
doesn't-
like
it looks cute.
It looks quality, but I think it's very specifically for a younger audience.
It does, yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. But like I've seen people go just like like when I don't know, in the last direct, I just saw reactions where like when like Peach put on like her sword fighter outfit and stuff and was like slicing people up and stuff. People were like, "What?"
Yeah,
You know, like acting like it's just like I'm like, nah. This is a very I think it's gonna be a very shallow game where there's like a bunch of like stuff, like, oh man, all these different costumes, all these different gameplay things, but none of them are gonna be like that fleshed out.
I 100% see what you're seeing. Also, that reaction thing does my head in because now I feel like we're just in that era of if you're reacting to something and you don't have like massive reactions, it means you just don't care about the thing you're watching. And if you're like a Nintendo channel or Nintendo Focus and you're watching something like that, you have to. Like Peach dresses up as a ninja. No way! Like standing on the chair, jumping up and down.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that whole meta?
I want to build a studio. I want to build a studio where it's nothing but breakaway props, and then I'll film my only Nintendo Direct reaction during that. And I really hope it's during the worst damn Direct of my life.
Please.
We can do it here. Just come here.
Yeah.
We'll do it tomorrow. Like,
Yeah.
I think one of my
I think
only...
that'd be a fun April Fool's video. I shouldn't have said that. That'd be funny.
It's okay. This is a silly little podcast. No one's watching it.
I've had a couple like dumb April Fool's Day video ideas, but like I don't know. It's always like it's always so much effort to do just like a dumb little joke kind of thing. You know,
I'm
you kinda have
always
to plan.
impressed that you managed to get those holiday seasonal episodes out because every year, every holiday, no matter what it is, I'm like, I should do something. And then it's the day before, and I'm like, I guess I'm doing it next year.
You always do your buyer's guides.
Wow.
It snows in the videos.
You know me.
It snows in the videos.
Oh my gosh.
I was watching the last one when I was organizing my Xbox 360 games.
Thank you so much.
I'm a very boring man. I'm not doing much.
Those are my most boring videos. So you synced up.
I'm just walking around. I'm walking around my basement and cleaning stuff up.
That's one of
usually
them
what I'm doing.
long-lasting traditions on my channel that people love, and I hate making them. It's just a list of
say
things.
that.
It's no, I tell people all the time.
Whenever people watch it, they're just gonna have this tingling thing in the back of their head where they're just like, he hated making this.
It's fun. It's fun while it's up. It's fun that you can watch it, get the buying guide and all of that. But when you think about scripting that video, it's literally me writing down every Nintendo Switch game and going, like it, don't like it, like it, don't like it. I mean, the creativity isn't there. It's not exactly stimulating content for me.
What are you thinking about? You kind of want to do more like evergreen stuff that's like...
Yeah, this year I'm doubling down on evergreen stuff. I have a video summarizing the Switch's like launch year for the 7th year anniversary.
Well, I'm usually kind of... The way I write videos is very much like I don't think about... Like even doing like a simple line that's like, with Princess Peach Showtime coming up, like, you know, cut that.
Yeah.
You know, don't even say it. You know,
Yeah, because it dates it immediately.
Yeah, just kind of like, because like the first damn video I did was like, what do I want to see from the Nintendo Switch before the Switch presentation? The presentation was like 2 days later. And I'm like, nobody's watching my channel at this point. Like, well, now I just ruined the first episode of my dumb little show because like it's completely dated.
I agree.
There's no point
totally. Like the way you do videos, I'm so envious of. I love that all of them are dateless and you can watch them all whenever. I'm not that hardcore about it, but the last couple years, I really moved away from doing anything that was like what we're doing today, predictions for something. Like if a Nintendo Switch Direct gets announced, and then you on the day you're like, these are my expectations, and that's your main channel, and the next day that video is dead. It doesn't. No one's ever gonna watch it.
Yeah, well, I mean, like even outside of like a in quotes the business perspective of it, I think it's a lot more fun to pour your heart and soul into something that in a year people can still watch and feel passionate about. But it's still, like that's the thing. It's still fun to talk about like video games going on right now. Which is why like it's nice
that's why
to do.
I have this.
Yeah, exactly.
This is my outlet for that, and it stops me from making the dated videos on my channel.
Yeah, I mean, like, listen, what's going on with that one?
You're not supposed to see that yet.
Okay.
It's not supposed to do that.
Okay.
Wait, oh my god.
Anyways,
Don't look at that. Don't look at that.
anyways,
I'm so sorry. That was not supposed to happen. I had it on studio mode.
You're fine.
I'm sorry.
It's
Any-
okay.
Now I feel bad.
anyways,
Do you want to do that now since you showed it?
In 5 minutes, we'll do it.
All right. Yeah, I kind of forgot something about.
We were talking about
Princess Peach
games at some
Showtime
point, yeah.
And Luigi's Mansion 2 HD.
Oh boy.
Why they announced that a year? They announced that a year ahead of time, and I'm pretty sure that had like the same like. I'm pretty sure that game was announced and will release, and there will be a longer window of that than there was with Luigi's Mansion 3.
Yeah, and not
Which is
only
weird.
that, it looks like they have just taken the game and they're putting it on the Switch.
Yeah, I mean,
So
which
what is-
that's fair.
That
'cause,
is fair, but
it's
what's
called
taking-
Luigi's Mansion 2 HD.
What's
so-
taking a year though?
I think
taking so long.
I think they announced that because one, this is probably final major year
Yeah.
for the original Switch, and two, I think that they kind of announced that around like they wanted to really like play into the Mario movie doing well, so they announced like, oh, Luigi has a game and Peach has a game and Mario RPG and Mario Wonder. and
That
all
was
stuff.
actually a pretty sick direct though, to be fair.
Yeah, a lot of Mario stuff. A lot of
Yeah,
Mario. You
that
see,
was
that's the
very
thing.
Mario.
You just hear all these people saying like, Mario, where's Mario? And then
Oh, it's
Mario
so
happens,
much.
and people are like, that was too much Mario. Like,
I
So,
mean, that's
cool.
everything on the
I like
internet.
Mario. That's fun.
Oh, do you say Mario or
I
Mario?
like saying it as a
Are you
joke.
trying to be like
Yeah, no,
somebody
say
else?
it as a joke.
I like
say
saying
it
it
as
as
a
a
funny joke because it is a dumb way to say
It
it.
is absolutely. We can say that without caring anymore. It's a
Yeah,
dumb
because
way to
Bingo's
say-
feelings don't matter.
I'm sorry. Anyway, oh, by the way, the viewers didn't see what popped up for you guys. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Cool.
I was checking to make sure it was good.
Okay.
I just saw some screwed up little Photoshop of me, and that's all I saw on this
It's
little
coming.
display. I just saw
It's
this
coming.
little Photoshop, and I'm just.
Forget about it. It's coming.
But either way, yeah, this year seems very much filled with a lot of it's kind of the re-release year. Paper Mario, that's really cool, but it looks like it's by and large the same game
yeah.
as the GameCube one, which I feel like Thousand Year Door Remake is really really cool. That
Mm-hmm.
is really cool. The fact that they're doing it and it's a great game
I'm
and
very
it's coming
excited
out,
about that.
but it's
I'm
also
so
like
excited.
it seems very much like. They're not even naming it like Thousand Year Door Refolded or something. It's
Whoa,
very
that's
much
good. Where'd you come up with that?
I don't know, man.
Refolded is nice.
It's all up
I
here.
like that.
It's all up here. That's the dumbest damn name you could have given it.
But
Why are
they
you
would-
refolding something?
They would absolutely.
You fold it. You just
sounds
fold
like
it. You
keep
don't.
that up like you would
It sounds like
believe.
something Katamari would do. Re-rolled, refolded. I like refolded though.
Well, either way, like it's a big re-release year, and it's really nice to see Nintendo kind of shift their strategy. Because usually with like their home consoles, they would just that last year there would be nothing.
You think it's in what way do you think it's a shift in strategy? Because all these re-releases to me screams we're working on the next stuff, and now we're just going to re-release this to keep you occupied.
Well, look back at like the last year of Wii. Look at the last year of GameCube. Look at the last year of Wii U. There was nothing.
True.
And or like they would just
Yeah.
localize something. Wii U
that was across the board for all consoles. They would go really
Yeah.
quiet in the last year.
Yeah. Whereas now it feels like, I mean, they kind of started this with 3DS. With the final few years of that, they mainly just did like re-releases or just like stuff that seemed like they're kind of like taking older content and repurposing it in some way. And I think for like a final year or so of a console, it just makes a lot of sense because that way, you put your team, most of your teams on the new console making new content or bigger remakes or whatever.
Yeah.
And you kind of like fill out that last year with games that people will like because they are old games and they like those old games.
Easy pleases.
Exactly. So for a last year, I'm kind of like, you know what? It's stuff. Like that's the main
Stuff.
thing.
Are you
It's
excited
stuff.
for any of it?
I'll play them all. I mean, like
That's not what I asked.
Paper Mario will be cool. Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, I don't really care that much about because it's like, I'm not really, like, okay. So
it was a kind of a fine game.
I think, see, that game, you see a lot of the, like, Luigi's Mansion 2 is often considered like whatever people, I think it's a good game overall.
Yeah.
If you don't look at like,
Luigi's Mansion
if you don't
1.
immediately compare it to the first game.
Yeah.
Because I think that first game, everybody is so nostalgic for it for good reason. And like, it has so much character, with the ghosts and that mansion in particular. And then you go over to Dark Moon or Luigi's Mansion 2, and it's doing like, it is doing its own thing. And like, the ghost designs people don't like as much. I agree. All that stuff, I feel like such a little twerp talking about it.
Why?
No, you're doing good.
Dude, you're killing it right now. You're great.
I'm zoning in and listening to you.
Whatever. I think
It
Luigi's
is-
Mansion
it is-
2
it is
is
funny.
a good game, but like it is one thing
It is
where
funny to complain about the ghosts.
YouTube
Did
essay
you
about
not
that
like the
game
ghosts?
is very much I just don't care.
Okay.
I just don't care. You look at the ghost
I
in
felt
the
like you
first
were
game,
venting about the ghosts.
I'm kind of just echoing what I see everybody say, and I'm
Mm.
like, I agree. But like I'm not like the ghosts are. I'm just like, yeah, the ghost designs just aren't as good. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, it's whatever. But like, yeah,
I
I mean,
never
like,
really thought about the ghost designs.
If I'm analyzing both games, like, yeah, Luigi's Mansion 1's got that flavor. It's got that funk. That's like that's what makes it like
1
Luigi's
and 3
Mansion.
are fantastic.
2 is good.
felt more watered down, I would say,
Yeah.
is the way I would put it. And the ghosts, God, don't even get me
Exactly.
started.
They just look silly. Nah, they don't even look silly. They just look boring and generic. That's that.
I think
is
you
it.
do hate them.
I don't care. I just don't care. It's something that's like you see a bunch of people say like this is what ruined Luigi's Mansion, and
The ghosts?
the ghost and the mansion design, the mission structure of Dark Moon.
Yeah, that is what I would
But it's
say
also like
is
it's
the
just
main thing.
different. It's not that it's bad. It's just different, and like it's most people would probably prefer 1. So like it's just like it's still a good game. It's fine.
So you're very excited for it to re-release on Switch this year
I'll play it.
alongside Paper Mario Refolded.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. I mean, like, it's stuff, but it's only Mario stuff. Pretty much all Nintendo's got scheduled this year is Mario stuff.
Yeah, do you think they will do anything else for the Switch this year other than what they've currently revealed, or is it all focused? Because I think at this point it's all focused on the new thing. I think Metroid Prime 4 is even going to just get flipped over to that at this
I
point.
think it's cross-gen.
Yeah.
Nintendo's very, very, very much like, we have to, if we promise a game is coming out on this console, it will come out on this console, even if it comes out also on the next console.
Like Breath of the Wild.
And Twilight Princess, and
Metroid.
that kind of thing, yeah. So,
Which one? Super Metroid?
Well, Metroid Prime 4, they're saying it's still for Switch, but I feel like it's
Oh, that's
gonna
what we're
come out.
talking
I don't even know if they're saying that. They haven't even said anything about this game. Like,
Yeah, it's been, I think, like 8 years
yeah.
since they
I think it's
scrapped
7.
it.
Don't
Or
worry,
they
it's
announced
7.
it.
No, they announced it 7 years ago.
Okay, so they
Not that
scrapped
bad.
it like 6 years ago.
Not that bad.
As long as I've been married.
It's that logo sucks. I hate that Metroid Prime 4 logo. That thing is dog.
You know why I hate it? Because I've talked about Metroid so much, and the only thing I can ever show is that logo. So I have edited that logo at least 20 times.
You know that's not the final logo. Shocker,
No,
huh? Because they
no.
updated the Metroid logo. You know how the Metroid Dread one looks? You know they
Yeah.
they have a different series logo for that. And that uses like the old ass Metroid Prime logo. But yeah, you think this year we're gonna see the old Prime 4? I think we say that every year.
You don't think we're going to see it this year, Prime 4?
I think the new Switch is, or whatever new console is going to come out, and then eventually they're going to roll it out.
So my thing is, I do also think that they will release it on both, but I don't think that's a launch game. I don't think they release the Switch 2 with Metroid Prime 4 and hope that that's going to make them money. So
I mean, like if this is like one of the most innovative games of all time, you know, like you look at Breath of the Wild,
but I just don't think
but
the
it's just like-
title brings
yeah.
people in.
Well,
So it
Zelda
would be a
has always
delayed
been like
release.
one of Nintendo's heavy hitters, but Breath
Yeah.
of the Wild really like everybody played that.
Yes.
And everybody got into it. And like,
That was an
know.
incredible launch title.
yeah. So it's just like if somehow Metroid Prime 4 is like like a Breath of the Wild moment, I don't think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna just be a really damn good Metroid Prime game.
Yeah.
But like maybe if it's that, but like I feel like making it a launch title would kind of be like
I just don't think so.
I think they got to make Mario Kart
Yes,
a launch title because like
exactly.
I think I've seen people say like, oh, 3D Mario is going to be a launch title and all this. I think
So that was my thought this
Mm-hmm.
whole generation until about a year ago. And then we got the new Mario Wonder announced or whatever.
Yeah.
And I realized that there just hasn't been a Mario Kart in 10 years. And that is the best selling game on Switch.
yeah, and it
So-
hit early on too. I
Yeah.
think that's key
To
because like,
finally get Mario Kart, what would it be, 10, I guess, at this point?
yeah.
To get Mario Kart 10 on launch day with the Switch,
Yeah.
and then they stagger release Metroid maybe like 4 or 5 months later. That would be huge.
I feel like they're going to do like Tears of the Kingdom redux for the new console because it just makes sense for them to put a game out like
Tears
that
of the
out.
Kingdom Refolded.
Sure, yeah, whatever. But I think they're just going to re-release it as like an up-resed game and then as like a launch thing and then come out. with
Because the
something
new
more.
Switch will be 4K 120 frames, of course.
of course, yeah. And yeah, I think whatever. Yeah, they could re-release another code on the Switch 2. And they could re-release Luigi's Mansion 2 again.
They
The new
could.
one, yeah.
Do you think they'll do a Wii U and start taking all of the Switch's first parties and re-releasing them on the Switch too? This is every single game re-release.
That's what some people are saying, because there's the question of if it's going to be backwards compatible.
How do you feel about that? Backwards
I think
compatible?
it's going to be backwards compatible.
You do?
Yeah, I mean, like, that's the thing, like that's not stopping, like that's not stopping people from re-releasing, remastering PS4 games on the PS5.
No, yeah. Also, it
And,
doesn't. It's still, even if it is backwards compat, it doesn't stop Nintendo from remastering something, adding Funky Kong to Tears of the Kingdom, and then putting it out for $70. You know,
Very cool.
That would be very cool.
Borderline unnecessary, but
To add Funky Kong to Tears of the Kingdom, I think that's very necessary. Take that back right now.
well, I think I think, because I saw how some companies maybe are like, we don't want backwards compatibility. We want to re-release our games and all of that. But I feel like it's diminishing returns at some point. Like, how many times can you re-release Resident Evil Revelations before somebody's like, I'm good. I don't care. By the 5th time you're doing that, just because, like, oh, it's a new console, no backwards compatibility, I'm going to re-release my game. I'm going to re-release it again and again and again. By the 5th time, how many people are going to
No,
care?
I agree. And I think we just went through having to rebuy everything. Asking people to do it a second time in a row after the last one was one of the most successful consoles of all time and everyone's very invested in it is a very big ask.
Yeah.
Something I always posed on the podcast to Bob was that I feel like there's no reason to get a new console, at least right away, if it only plays everything that the previous one was playing. How do you feel about that?
Hit me with that again. I gotta hear it again.
I feel like if you re-release a new console and it has backwards compat and it plays everything that's already out, is there a motivation to pick that up on launch?
I mean, if there's like a new game or something that you really want, but it's like, it is kind of like, I think that's like a big question with the Switch. Like, what are they gonna do to really get like a lot of the more casual side of the fan base that maybe bought the Switch for like a game or two to want to upgrade to this new one? Because it's just like a lot of them, they played Animal Crossing, they played maybe a Zelda game or a Pokemon game. What's going to motivate them to get this Switch too? Especially if it's just like, it plays all the old games. Here's a couple new games, but it's also like, I don't know. I think that's one of the main concerns, because pretty much any of Nintendo's iterative consoles that are just kind of like the last one but better, they never do as well. 3DS didn't do as well as DS. Game Boy Advance didn't do as well as Game Boy. Super Nintendo didn't do as good as NES.
That's true.
So it's kind of it's kind of thinking like, I don't know. It's weird. I think it'll do well. I think Nintendo's at the best spot they've ever been in.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
But it is kind
Which
of
is crazy after the Wii U.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. While I'm making this dumbass Wii U video, I am just like, God, this sucks.
It's so bad.
Like, when you were in that generation, it's kind of like
It had
it
fun
was fun
first
enough.
party games.
Yeah, it's kind of fun to be rooting for the underdog.
Yeah,
and now
you got
I'm
this
looking
cool
back, I'm just
tablet.
like, God damn, this was the worst year of my life.
No, I agree. I told you I'm working on my video of looking back at the Switch, and I have the old Wii U commercials in it, and it's all kids. Yeah. It's all like a large marketing ploy back then for them. A lot of their commercials was a kid pointing at a TV at an ad of the Wii U and trying to convince their parents on the couch to buy them a Wii U. That was their whole. There was like multiple versions of that, multiple different kids and parents. Buy me this thing. It's not the Wii, I promise. That's the whole campaign.
Yeah. But I mean, how are they going to advertise Switch 2? That's the thing. I feel like they're going to advertise it like a cell phone.
Just a
They're just gonna be
35-year-old
like,
man with his
"Look at
parents.
this."
Buy me this. Buy me the Switch 2.
I feel like all video game consoles are kind of moving more towards like, kind of like how, cell phones, tablets are kind of working, where it's like, you have an ecosystem here.
Yeah.
An app ecosystem, a game ecosystem. And, everything, all your old stuff that you care about outside of, like with Xbox, Kinect stuff doesn't work, or like Hitman Go doesn't work on PS5 or something. There's like 10 games, PS4 games that don't work on PS5. But everything just works on your new one, and it's more powerful. Go for it, kind of like how smartphones work. So like, and I do like that, because it does get to the point where it's kind of like, why can't I play, these older games?
Yeah.
On the
Why do
new
I have
system?
to rebuy Earthbound for the 100th time?
Yeah. And video games are like the only thing that are kind of like that outside of like when you make those giant leaps from like VHS to DVD to
Imagine
Blu-ray.
if every
or
time you
something.
bought a new TV and re-downloaded like Amazon or something, you had to re-buy all of the movies for that.
Exactly. So like I do, I do kind of think this is a necessary evolution.
Yeah, I
Even though
agree.
like stuff like, what Xbox is doing, I think it's scary, them kind of moving away from like physical. I'm not
How's that working
I'm not
for 'em?
pissing myself or anything.
How's that going for them though?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, I think it's a smart move on their end. But it's just like, it is kind of making gaming a little more like modernized in terms of like how to consume this stuff, because kind of like resetting your library every single time and being like, oh, you can't play this particular game on this thing or something. I think it's gonna be a weird couple of years, kind of like going to a modern era. Especially, we're definitely going digital only. But
Nintendo games are going to be $70.
one of them already was.
I know.
Mortal Kombat 1 was.
I know.
And I'm sorry, I was
Tears of the
rambling
Kingdom
there for a
was.
bit. I don't even know what direction I was going in,
70
in that
70
conversation. I think I was just talking out of my ass. Even though, $70.
I was very invested. You know what? Actually, speaking of games,
We're gonna do it now. Or gonna...
you've released games. You've
Sure.
released Monopoly
I did, yeah.
and Clue,
Yeah, Clue.
and they were themed as you and your IP. How do you go about that, by the way?
You work. I worked with Pixel Empire, and kind of like they have the space to store that kind of stuff, and was able to work with them to kind of collaborate and just you just contact USAopoly, who creates
Just
that
call
stuff.
up Big Monopoly.
You can,
Yeah.
and it's if you want to get crazy with these board
Who
games,
answers the phone? Is it the Monopoly man?
I don't even know. I've never talked to these people.
You just made it happen. Huh? You just
Okay. No business
I've never
meetings.
talked to these people in my life. I send them the materials necessary. Like I do like design. I did the design.
Oh, you get
for
to design your own Monopoly?
Oh, I give them like what a lot of the things are. I tell them like, hey, do these locations, do these pieces, and I send them little videos or pictures of like what I think the little token should be and everything. And when I say I design like the rough concept, and I send it off to like an artist. An artist, Josh Ketchen, did the Monopoly and Clue designs.
How does it feel to have your own Monopoly and Clue?
It's cool. Like I said, when everything burns down in a week, I can tell my future kids.
You had a Monopoly board.
I did. Yeah, it's really cool.
Well, I
So,
want to help you add to that,
Thank you.
because Monopoly and Clue, let's face it, they're fine.
They are.
There's other board games that we could Scott the Wozify.
Okay.
And 5%, I'm thinking for me, because I did come up with these and design these, but I would like to pitch to you some possible board games that you could create.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
Let's see.
So first,
got the
it's
Uno.
low effort.
I think that's fair, but that's Mattel. Monopoly is Hasbro.
Okay.
That's what
we can
so,
call
like,
up Big Mattel.
I got a relationship that way.
We have Nintendo, Mattel, where there's connections. We'll figure it out. So
That's fair, but I do like it. That's pretty fun.
good. So off to a good start. So next, I had a couple that I was thinking. So we have Scott the Woz Catan
Damn.
expansion. So this is this is an expansion to the base game of
Just
Catan.
an expansion, though. You know, not the full blown one.
Not the full blown. Again, I'm trying to think of ease for you here. So
Of course.
liquidate the company.
Of
I
course,
figured would be
that's a line. Yeah.
yeah.
That's a line from the We Play Motion video,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd be open to
To Catan.
I'd be open to I have Catan, but I've never played it.
No one has.
Okay.
Well, I like that you're outside because, you know, in the wild, you got to rebuild the settlements with wool and sheep, right? I don't know.
Of course,
I really
yeah,
don't know how
that's
it works.
Catan, that's
Word, that's
Catan.
Catan, baby. There's a Scott the Was Catan.
I like it. I can, you know, I can have a good time with that. I spilled coffee on my little leg here, but
Okay.
I'm telling you, that's why I told you. I'm
So
a
that
little
would just be
dripper.
5% for that one as well for me.
But yeah, I think,
we
yeah,
did agree on the 5%. So
I do
we'll do the
like
next
that.
one. So we got Scotagories.
categories, eh?
Yeah. So this is the game of Scotagories. Wait, have you played Scotagories?
I played categories
Yeah.
when I asked somebody what's categories, and then they gave me an example. They were just like,
Oh, great. So we have reference.
what is it? Like you start naming stuff after
Yeah,
the alphabet?
It's like, well, you get like a letter, I think, and then you have to list all the things you can think of in some category. So I was thinking we could do
You could just play
favorite.
Scott the Woz categories with regular categories, right? Really?
You could,
I don't
but
know.
I would
don't even know
rather
what you just get a
theme
letter?
it.
You just get a letter?
It's a letter, but it's all just you. I don't know how categories works. It's all just you. And I was thinking you could like list your favorite swears. So like all of Scott the Woz's favorite swears starting with F. And you
Yeah, I don't.
No, not this one. Not this one?
No.
Okay, so all right, hey, that's not bad. That's 2 out of 3. We'll go to the next one. We'll get that one out of there. So we have Scott the Woz
That's good.
Twister.
That's Hasbro, so we could do that. Yeah.
Oh, good. We can do this one. So this is a single player. It's kind of like a twist on Twister. So it's single player because touching people is too close to sex.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Can't be doing that, buddy.
I would hate to have any of your fans accidentally brush up against a girl while right hand blue, orange, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know.
This one I feel
Hey,
like...
we're all about just giving people their space. That's
Exactly.
That's what I'm
No
all
means
about.
no.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is perfect for not only your audience, but also like just a twist on the game. Like maybe some people don't have friends and family.
Yeah, I think that's important. I bought Twister napkins one day.
Right.
Exactly.
How does that work?
I mean, I can play Twister by myself. You just play with your little fingers.
Okay.
You know? And you just,
Well, we're not selling that product. We're selling a big.
but I'm saying,
life
you know,
size.
it's kind of like single player Twister already, but this one's full size. This one's life size.
Yeah.
if you will. Yeah.
That would do very well. Also,
like it.
do you have any idea where I got that picture from?
That's from Desert Island Gaming.
Nice.
I know my video.
Yeah, I actually got it from WikiFeet.
Okay. Yeah.
I had to I cut out the feet for you.
I saw some comments on that. Some people said my toes are long.
You have a higher star rating than I do on WikiFeet.
I got big feet, man.
They like it.
I'm not trying to say anything like relating to that. I'm just saying I got big feet.
I might be full of myself. I think I have nice feet, and mine are rated lower than yours. So
Well,
I think
thank
that's a
you.
status symbol thing.
Do you want to what's
We're gonna get them out right now.
No. I was gonna say let's
There you
Get
go,
the
man.
grippers
What's
out.
your-
Maybe on the
I was
Patreon
gonna say what's your
episode.
size, but I don't want to compare right now. That's a little weird.
I kind of want to know now. Anyway,
I think I'm a 13
oh my god.
or a 12 and a half or something.
You know what they say about a man with big feet? He
Got
struggles to
single-player-
fit them on the
single-player
twister board.
Twister.
All right, I got one last one for you. Scott the Woz Guess Who?
That's a big one right there.
This is
Oh,
marketing.
look at that! You got funny little Nintendo, and funny little Point Crow, and funny little AVGN.
Yeah, so this is the
funny little
original
ant dude.
Nintendo YouTuber guessing game.
It's impossible.
It is. It's one of the only guessing
Are
games.
they white?
Yeah. Do they have glasses and brown hair? And nothing ever gets flipped down, and at the end, you just got to take a wild stab in the dark.
Exactly.
So, yeah, that's also Hasbro.
Yeah, we could do that.
Which
It'd be hard. I don't know. I think that's like the puzzles that you get where it's like all just like one color.
yeah, just
and
like the
nothing else.
sky or just all
Yeah.
white. I almost bought Kim one of those the other day. It was like a chrome one, and it was just all chrome.
Oh yeah.
She loves puzzles.
I got like one that's like it was like all Japanese on it, and it was like I don't know, it had warning labels on it. It was just the color
Warning
white.
too hard.
Yeah, it was just the color white.
Well, we're not selling that, although we are selling the color white.
That's what I'm
here
saying.
in the Guess
It's
Who.
so like it's like Guess Who difficulty, difficult
yeah.
edition. You know, so difficult.
If you had to pick one of these to market and make and give me 5% of, which one do you think would be the?
I think Damn, I was actually going to give you a legitimate response. I don't know if I got to joke around.
Please do.
I was going to give you a totally
I made
non-funny.
these.
I was gonna say a completely non-funny one where I'm like, well, I think Uno would cost the least to produce, so that would be the fairest one. Yeah, because it probably would.
Okay.
It's yeah.
Yeah, you could probably make that for a couple dollars a pack. Sell it for what, 20? So that's two.
I don't think I don't know if it's a couple
$2
dollars
for
a
me.
pack because like these kind of games, there's like a minimum order you got to do. That's why I'm like, you know what? I did Monopoly and Clue. I'm good for a second because like it is. You got to put down like a deposit for these. little guys.
Yeah. No, I bet that's a lot. So we'll get that rolling.
So I think Uno, I think would definitely be fairly decent. But I do like the Guess Who one. Guess Who's
it's good.
fun.
It's good.
Categories, I don't know what we're doing with that. To be
It's
completely
what
fair.
categories.
Yeah, exactly. You do it for the name, that's all you're doing. Like outside of that, I don't really know. Twister, that's pretty fun. But like
It's unique.
This image
Yeah.
is just perfect.
there's only four circles on this one?
There's only 4 circles, yeah. I mean,
I think
unless
you
you're
gotta-
hiding something with those big shoes, I don't think there's anything else you could spin. You got 2
Big
arms
ol'
and 2 legs.
I got big boy feet, man.
Yeah, you do. Yeah,
It's hard. It's hard because sometimes I can't find the right sneakers at the right size. I'm not a sneakerhead though. My girlfriend helped me pick out these.
They're nice. They're
And
very nice.
They're not nice because I just scuff them up, and then like when I'm walking in the mall or something, people who are actual sneakerheads are like, "Hey man, can I show you how you can treat your shoes better?" And I'm like, I don't care.
Oh,
I'm
the ones
sorry."
that shine them.
No, not shoe shine. Just people that
Just random
like
civilians
shoes.
are like,
they like
"Please
shoes,
clean
and like
your
you don't want to
shoes."
crease these, and I don't care about creasing them. You know. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, listen, I'm good.
My wife also picked out my shoes.
Very nice.
Isn't it
They're
nice?
nice shoes.
Isn't it nice to have help?
Yeah, it is.
Did you also dress terribly before having a girl?
I picked what I wore today.
Well, you look nice. She didn't buy any of that. This is literally Kim's sweater.
Well, she helped me figure out these pants.
There you go.
Well,
Was it difficult getting in them?
they're just jeans.
It's
Well,
just
she
like-
at least she helps
just
me with
walking
like
around.
she helped me at least like like no you want these types of pants, and I'm like thank you, but
That's the same in my house. Yeah,
yeah.
I feel you.
I gotta give her more. I gotta sit down with her more and just in general, but also just actually figure out. Just
I miss her.
yeah,
Forget what she looks like.
figure out clothing.
I gave Kim my credit card to buy me clothes because I was like, I can't do this. Everything I buy looks terrible. Please help me.
Yeah, I mean, like, hey, listen, during the winter months, I'm just kind of lounging around in a larger hoodie and jeans, and that's about it.
Can
And
I change your life?
Yeah, sure.
So this guy made me wear a, what's it called?
Oh, the comfy.
The big comfy. So it's like a blanket that you wear. I don't know if you've seen them.
Like a snuggie.
It's like a big poncho.
better than
It's
a
kind of like a
Snuggie.
snuggie, but it's an actual big poncho, and it's just huge. It's
It's
like
all
all the
like
way
fur
down to your legs,
inside. It's
and I
awesome.
live in it. Like I live in it at home. It's incredible.
I mean, like, I'd be open to it, but like the thing is, like, I just started trying to wear sweatpants more, like, because like I don't know, I always feel a little like I'm like I don't know.
I don't use it
Like-
out. I mean, to be fair, like I don't wear it out. I wear it to like walk my dog.
Oh, if I'm
and
going to like
house
Walmart,
stuff.
I'm wearing whatever
Oh,
you call
yeah,
it, the
yeah,
snuggie,
that's fine,
whatever.
But yeah, but that fits in Walmart.
True.
But like,
As long as you're dressed, you're good.
I mean, like I kind of have this like thing in the back of my head where I'm like, if I'm not wearing like actual like jeans or khakis or something, I
Yeah,
feel
no,
like
I agree.
I'm still like I'm not doing anything today. I'm just a
No,
little lazy
yeah,
bum.
I agree. We've had Bob and I talked about this on I think maybe the last episode recently. We get up, we put our jeans on, and if we don't put our jeans on, we're not working that day.
Yeah,
A
exactly.
jeans day is a working day.
Yeah, I've been wearing joggers.
Yeah?
a bit, or like
Do you
kinda
jog?
Like no,
No.
But I get into fits where it's just like I'll be really good at exercising for like a week and a half, or even just like whatever, like a couple months. But like I've been in a bad state for the past couple months where I've just been a little couch man or a potato man,
We've
whatever.
also been sick.
Yeah, I was sick for like 2 weeks. That doesn't really count.
What's working out look like for you? Like what is you working out? You like bench?
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like,
Do you go to
I
the
at least
gym?
need to like, whatever. I'll go on like I bought a cheap Walmart bike.
Okay.
And I'll capture gameplay footage as I'm doing. You see, that's the main problem with doing this is like, I always kind of feel like I need to be productive while I'm like doing anything.
No, I do the same thing. I have a
I
bike
hate
in
it.
my house, and I bike while I play games or whatever I need to do for work.
And I feel like I'm, you always feel like you're doing something a little wrong. You always kind of feel like it's just like, what
It's
am I
not
doing right now?
comfortable.
What
I'll
am I
tell you that
doing right
much.
now? I should be working or something.
It's-
Or if you're working, then you're kind of like, I should be doing something else. I should be living life.
It is a constant balance. I have done my best to shove everything work related into my basement because before it was just my house was where I worked and it never stopped. And
Well,
it
now
was
when I'm
bad.
working in my basement, now I feel like it's just like I'm a little basement dweller because I'm down there like
know.
12 hours a day.
I know.
I feel like, and this isn't me trying to be like, listen to my life. Isn't this horrible? I make videos about Nintendo games.
I don't like that there's
nah.
an implication that you can't complain about your job no matter
No,
what your job
I'm not
is.
complaining about my job. It's more so I need to get my shit together. that's what I'm saying. Like that is what I'm saying there. It's not like man, ugh, like I have the best job in the world.
No, yeah, we do.
I can do
We do
whatever
for
I
sure.
want.
You're a workaholic. You work too much.
Exactly, and it's kind of hard to.
Do you take weekends? I've started taking weekends.
I want to. I need to get things figured out.
Yeah.
Because I'm working with my friends in terms of I want them to do more work with the main channel I do, and it's kind of like giving up like letting your baby go. Letting your baby get up and do things themselves.
Yeah, no, it's scary.
Yeah, especially when it's like I kind of have to still be the writer, and I have to still like make sure all this correlates.
I
and
still
everything.
write, do the thumbnails, titles, come up with the videos, all of that. But I have had an editor now for like 2 or 3 years that does almost every video.
Mm-hmm.
The only ones I edit are the ones I feel really passionate about, like my hour-long Zelda review.
Mm-hmm.
But he does everything else. And as soon as he got in the groove of that, my life changed. And I found some sort of happiness. I really recommend it.
Well,
offload.
I have them. I train them how to edit how I edit. The problem is instead of like making my life like easier, it's more so like I just created like way more content to do like with them doing it.
Because you're more freed up now, you can do more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's
I
more
get
so
that.
like so I have my second channel, Scott Stash, that's like unscripted stuff, and it's just really fun to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's really fun to just kind of sit down and like make a video and not really just focus on having fun.
No,
or
I
just
get it.
talking about
Yeah.
stuff that you want to. You don't have to do a lot of prep. You just have fun, and then we have just like 50 videos just on their hard drives that they can just edit whenever they want. So that way it's just like they're not on a deadline, and pretty much every week we have like 3 videos for that second channel, like pretty much finishing up.
That's good.
But it, like I said, like it doesn't really make my life easier with the main channel. It's more so like, oh, I'm gonna double down on my second channel while I try to get my main channel. Like,
and then I might
to
start
a
this
point.
new project because now I have Sunday evenings off for 30 minutes.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
get ya.
it's a tricky thing. So it's not me complaining about it. It's more so I'm just kind of like, yeah, I definitely want to like get things together, just have a better schedule, and that's what I'm focused on this year.
I'm really impressed by what you create, but also the amount you create. I couldn't do it. And every time you upload anything, it's honestly inspirational for so many reasons. I draw a lot of inspiration.
Well, thank you.
Not even just in the videos themselves, but the frequency and the workaholicness of it all makes me
I haven't been
realize
frequent on my main channel though.
I consider it.
I'm not a fan of that.
I consider it frequent when you finally upload and it's a 3-hour-long video because you've made up
That's tricky.
for the weekly uploads missing from the last month.
I mean, like I'm not, it's tricky because like, you kind of move over to making like longer videos, and a lot of people may not like that. And I'm like, that's fair. So, I try to make like maybe a smaller video or something, but like, it's kind of, you always kind of feel like, people, when you've been doing it for so long and you kind of like shift different types of content that you do, or maybe like evolve some things, or like you start introducing new elements or something. It's always a little weird because you're always going to have somebody like say like your videos last year were better. Like I had people say that in 2018.
People still comment on my stuff that GameQuest was better when I started my channel 9 years ago, 10 years ago. Like it's just not true. You're just nostalgic for that.
Yeah, I mean, like, and everybody is has their own opinion, and that's warranted. I'm not I'm not going to say they're wrong, but it's also like it's kind of like based on like what I want to make right now, and like even then, like sometimes mentally I'll kind of like be like, I'm gonna make this video like I did in 2017, and like nobody cares. Like nobody's like, damn, this is like how he used to make videos. I'm so happy about this. Like nobody notices
This
if like
makes
I
up
try
for
to
the ghosts being different in Luigi's Mansion 2.
yeah. It's
I want to ask you a question. Actually, it was actually on my mind this whole time, and I wanted to ask it. So, when you started making content initially, this would be the last thing we talk about. You made a video in I think 2016 or 2017, The Internet and You.
Mm-hmm.
And that was really the first video you made that really blew up. And then immediately after that, like your next upload or whatever, I don't think The Internet and You had this, but you had the blue border around all of your videos, and you were already set up, I think, in front of your games on the blue wall, saying hi, y'all, with every element that is you still in place right now. Considering there was none of that beforehand, and then all of a sudden you just had all the branding, had all of the elements that make Scott all these years later, where the hell did that come from?
Well, like I don't know, like I have my particular like mental notes as to like what makes a Scott the WOZ video a Scott the WOZ video. And The Internet used the first video on the channel. That was kind of like a pseudo school project that me and my friends did.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to tell people go watch that, like it's very much like a bunch of 17-year-old boys just dicking around for 30 minutes.
It's fun.
Well, thank you, but I don't need you to say that.
It's not fun. I take it back.
Thank you. I don't need people going like, damn, this video that you made back then, that was just it's so good. I'm like, but me and my friends like it, and it's just kind of like a.
It's the
time
video
capsule.
that resonated with people and obviously launched the start of
I
the
don't
new
know
wave.
if it resonated with people. I think they look at it like, wow, that's the first video. That's so cool.
Okay, I get you.
It's not like,
I think you're being
damn,
a little.
like,
I think you're
this
being a little
speaks to
critical
me.
of your own work. But
it's I think when anything that's not a Scott the WOZ episode in quotes, it doesn't have like the blue border or anything. But yeah, I don't know. I think when I started doing those videos, I always wanted to do like video game stuff and kind of like do like a show. And I think I just kind of like the first thing that I thought of was like, I don't know, back in like 2016, 2017, you look at like comedic gaming content. A lot of it had like that same, like a lot of like tropes or a lot of like things that a lot of people did. I remember specifically like a lot of people would like to emphasize like a joke or emphasize like a thing they kind of wanted people to laugh at. They would like put text on screen of like what they were saying and shake it. And I specifically said like when I was making my first few videos, the first few videos I did, I specifically told myself like, I'm not going to do that. Like anything that I think a lot of people do, I will do the opposite. And I think that kind of helped kind of get that on the video's own little flavor going.
I love that.
And I just at the last minute, like I kind of thought like my channel's branding that I did was already blue. My favorite color is red. But
well, look, good news for you.
I love red. I love that. That's so nice.
Just seeing red makes me
But
happy.
it was my channel's branding. I put my name in red, and then I was like, well, what's the opposite of red? I like blue too. So I made the
Blue's
background
also
blue.
good.
I just wrote Scott Wozniak in red and made the background blue, and that's what my little channel header was. So then, like at the very end, like the blue screen comes down. I was kind of like, well, that's the channel's branding. It's a blue background. And then I was like, you know what? I don't know. I'll ramble about this. Let me try and come up with 2 sentences to figure it out. Just consolidate this answer.
I like the in-depth, but consolidate it if you want.
Okay. Well, the blue background, I just made the blue background the end slate. I was just kind of like, it's like a curtain call. It will like, that's why it comes down. Mentally, I'm like, it's a curtain call, but it's also like, I was like, well, what if I make a, oh, no. I put the blue border there to try and combat Nintendo's copyright.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, maybe this will help. And I'm like, oh, I can also bring the blue screen down. And it's like a curtain call. And it's like the blue border just devours the entire video at that point.
That's interesting.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I completely forgot about why I did anything.
No, that's good.
That's like 7 years ago at this point.
I really wanted to know where it came from, and that makes a lot of sense. That's very funny that it came from a place of trying to get around YouTube's algorithm, and it ended up being your trademark look.
Yeah, it didn't work with the copyright.
No, I don't think it would.
No, it didn't work.
doesn't feel like that would work.
Yeah, but I kept it. I was kind of like, it's kind of the thing. But that border was fat back in the day.
It was, yeah.
The first year, it was really big, and then I made it smaller.
You were probably trying to actually do something with copyright. It had to be at least noticeable.
Yeah, and then I made it smaller, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people have burn-in on their monitors now. Because there's just a blue border.
That's so funny. Apparently, the people were having burn-in watching the podcast because of the little logo in the corner was giving them burn-in. Yeah. Remember Bob made an inverted version, switched it, and was like, have this on for a while. It'll fix your burn-in.
Should we focus a little bit on the predictions a little more?
We're done.
Okay.
We're overtime by 20 minutes.
Yeah,
I mean,
you can go however long you want.
Honestly, we got to do a bonus.
That's true. We do.
I just feel a little bad. We're talking about my cats for like 40 minutes. The video titled something about our predictions.
Well, remember the show is called Nontendo, so it's fine if we
Yeah,
trail off.
Fire Emblem remake this year.
That's
that makes
always
sense.
our out, is that it's non-tender.
Fire Emblem remake, Kirby rhythm game.
There'll be Kirby for sure.
Yeah.
No, I mean, honestly, until we get this direct, where I was just going to be guessing and guessing anyway. But I feel like we really summarized it. We will get a Switch revealed and announced sometime this year. It'll hopefully release holiday this year. If it doesn't release holiday this year, it'll release early next year, probably around March. It'll most likely have the new Mario Kart 10. It will most likely have Metroid Prime 4 somewhere down the pipeline. Nintendo's shifting their focus to that console, so until then, we're getting all these remakes and remasters, and there'll probably be a couple of new ones in the Direct, but I wouldn't expect too much more than that. I think that's where we're at.
Yeah, mainly because I think this year is going to be very exciting, but it's also like I think it's going to be a little quiet for a bit of it. I think
it's deservingly quiet. It's been too loud for so long.
2023 was pretty rad. It was one of the best. I'd say it's like top 3 years of the Switch.
I think it was my favorite of the Switch.
Yeah, I think it was pretty good. I just don't know what my favorite is. I mean, like 2017, I got nostalgia for.
Yeah, for sure.
Just because, like, I mean, like when you look back at it, like, okay, so you get Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey. I'll set a timer for like 2 minutes, and I don't go off.
I can feel it starting already.
Yeah.
The first year,
now I'm ruining. I'm ruining my time because I don't even know what to say at this point.
The first year was awesome, but it was also the quietest year. There was like 3-month span after Breath of the Wild where nothing came out.
But good quality stuff. That's the thing. Like when Vroom in the Night Sky happened,
it
was very much like, damn, the Switch has bad games, and now we get like 40 Vroom in the Night Skies every month.
Every single day. Remember when Rhyme released on Switch a few months after?
And they're like, wow,
showcasing,
this is a little rough.
Showcasing
Hopefully
the
more
limitations.
Switch games aren't like this, you know?
That was really a sign for a lot of things to come.
Yeah. But I do think with the Switch 2, with the hardware increase, I mean, like, I'm ready. I'm not like super stoked. Mainly because, like, I don't know, it's just in this weird place where it's just like the Switch just kind of feels like just kind of a cornerstone of of life at this point. Not that sounds a little silly, but it's also like
it's my whole life.
It's just kind of like, yep, that's just what it is. So it's hard to be excited about it, especially when it's just like the hardware is comparable to like a little better than an Xbox 360 / Wii U, and what more can you do with it? So like if you have a Miracle port, it's like cool, but it's also like like I don't know. You have stuff like the Steam Deck now where it's like, like that's not for like the masses.
No, but it is interesting that it even exists.
Yeah.
Because the Switch really opened up that market for them to even do that.
Yeah. So it's just like, but even if the Steam Deck isn't for like the masses, like I don't think you can go to a Best Buy and pick it up,
No,
like,
you can get the ROG Ally at a Best Buy.
Okay.
But you still can't get Steam Deck for some reason.
Well, either way, everybody knows what the Switch is. I don't think my mom is going to tell me like, have you heard of that ROG Ally? I think that's pretty cool. You can play, you can play this and that on it,
Like
but
Genshin
like
Impact.
I think a lot of people know like, with the Steam Deck, you can play, Spider-Man PS4 portable. And that makes it kind of like not as cool that a lot of these games are portable on Switch. It's like it just seems like it's just normalized at this point.
Have you heard the rumor that Switch 2 is going to be pretty much a PlayStation 4
Yeah,
level?
and I think that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Pretty much anything on the PS5 I think could run on a PS4.
Yeah.
So it's just like I don't
nothing
see
that
what
impressive.
the problem is.
I mean, all the games come out for PS4 anyway.
Yeah. The real
Or
big
it's just
jump,
like I feel like even if they don't come out for PS4, they just cancel the PS4 version because they want the PS5.
the real big jump for 5 was the SSD and like the faster loading times. So it would just load slow on the Switch 2
Well, even then potentially.
and ray tracing, but I
don't
don't need that.
Damn about ray
Do you even
tracing.
notice it?
No.
I vary on like a couple of games.
even then, I think
if I'm like standing near a puddle, I'm like, oh, that's nice ray tracing. Other than that,
But even then, like it's just like, isn't the point to be so realistic that you don't like? I don't know. I don't know. When you're actively trying to look for ray tracing, like I just feel like it takes me out of the
Yeah.
experience.
No, I agree.
And I feel like it. Like I'm like I don't care.
I hate the obligation I have playing any PC game to like tweak everything and like, oh, I want this on, but then I can't have this on.
That's
So
why I don't use the PC.
It sucks. And the whole time I'm like, have I tweaked this good enough? And I'm like not really enjoying the game.
Yeah, I only use. You know what I only use my PC for?
Editing?
capture-
Two and a
No,
half
I don't-
hour long videos?
No, I use my Mac Studio for that.
Okay, you're one of those.
I'm a little baby boy who cries whenever he uses a PC. And I only use it to capture 3DS footage. That's what I use it for, and it does a damn good job at that.
Wow, I'm so happy for it.
Yeah, exactly.
What kind of GPU you got in that sucker?
No, I bought a pre-built one and from Amazon, and it does its job, and that's it. But I loaded that thing up with like something, and like I just get like 20,000 pop-ups whenever I get that thing on. I probably got 5 viruses, and I'm like, I don't care. I use this for 3DS footage.
You know who has a really good antivirus? Surfshark VPN.
Bob Wolf.
Surfshark VPN. He also uses Surfshark VPN. All right. That's good, I think. We could probably start saying our goodbyes here. But thank you so much for coming in. This was awesome.
I'm really sorry that I kind of derailed stuff and we didn't.
No, you
talk
derailed
about-
it perfectly. And you're
Well, you know what? We might film some extra stuff and we can talk about video games.
Yeah.
Only video games.
We're going to do another bonus episode live right now on Patreon. Then you can ramble even more. Please do about video games. Thank you so much for coming in. Everybody, if you didn't get this through the episode, Scott has his own channel and it's awesome and I really enjoy it and you guys should watch it too. He is arguably the largest, if not really even arguable, largest Nintendo reviewer in the space right now. And your videos are so fun, so creative.
Well, thank you very much.
You inspire me to do more and do better. That song you made.
You're doing good enough, buddy.
That song, no,
You're
dude.
doing just fine.
That song you made me look at all my songs and like I didn't hire a band.
Oh, where I'm singing?
I didn't hire a big band. Yeah, that was really
cares? I
really
can't
good.
sing.
There's links down below. He's underselling it. Go check out his content if you haven't already. But it is almost moot to even point it out because I'm sure you've already seen it already.
There was a funny little tweet somebody made that I hit a like on where people
What
are like,
was that?
whenever Scott does little skits or like whenever he does a little composite shot or something, it looks like this. And there was like 2008 shot at Jack's Films talking to himself on like green screen. I'm still working on my stuff. I'm not, listen, like I appreciate all the praise, but you know, I'm always trying to improve my stuff. It's mainly because I'm doing a lot of it myself, man. It's hard.
I love what I do too. I'll boast my own stuff as well, but you're the guest here today and people think I'm full of myself enough as it is. So.
I like kind of keeping a little bit of that YouTube funk in the videos where it's obvious. I'm not a professional. But you know, I'm down to always improve stuff. That's why I want to talk to you guys about all your fun little equipment here. It looks so cool.
And
All right, I'll shut up.
And we will. Before we end, I want to give a big thank you to all of the crew who helped make this first episode come true. We have all put so much work into revamping the show. And thank you all so much for being here and being a part of this new iteration of the show. And then, of course, you for being the very first guest of the new format. Did you have a good time? Okay. It's just not going to say anything at this point. Thank you all so much, and we'll see you in the bonus episode. Goodbye.